reason behind the Whipped Willow. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have the floor so we can learn some things.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for having me. Thank you for creating this directory and this platform for Black women.
Thank you.
We need all the help we can get for sure, for
We do.
sure.
We do.
I can say that I can attest to that because I will say I came into this space not really having any e-commerce knowledge and not knowing anybody personally that had an e-commerce company that I can just be like, hey, can you give me some heads up about how this goes? So it's really just been a matter of like reading and learning and just kind of finding out in the online space about what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's just a challenge, a inherent challenge that I had. But okay, so deodorant for me, if you were to add, again, my name is Marion Cornish. I'm the founder of Whipped Willow Deodorant. I help women in particular ditch odor and irritation so they can be free to live their best lives. That's pretty much what I do in short. If you were to ask me prior to 5 years ago, no, prior to 4 years ago, or were to tell me that I would be creating deodorant in 2019, end of 2019, this idea would come and I would be doing that by the end of 2020. I'd be like, what? Are you crazy? That would be the furthest. I would never have thought that I would actually have created and founded a deodorant that would help people. So I'm grateful to God for using me for that purpose. For me personally, deodorant was always trash. It was something I spent back in the day in my generation. It was secret. It was banned. It was probably was it arid or something? I don't know. We had about 3 or 4 different, but basically most everybody I knew used secret. It never worked, but it was like, what else am I gonna do? You know, this is what. Yeah, that was the main product, and it was supposedly this wonderful thing. But never happy with any deodorant I used. I never felt 100% confident that it gave me the odor protection. I was generally fortunate. I never had a lot of irritation, maybe occasionally pockets here and there, isolated, or if I shaved and then tried to put a deodorant on directly after shaving, burning like crazy, that kind of thing. But just, I remember embarrassing experiences where my deodorant wore off before my day was over and I'm in a social setting, all of that. So all my life, to me, deodorant has been trash. So then fast forward to when I turned 48, I started going through menopause. And I was just floored I was working a physical job at the time, and I was just really floored by the fact that it just seemed like my deodorant was totally non-existent. Even though I was never happy with it, I feel like I had a little bit of odor protection, but menopause hit, hormones hit, it was like just, it laughed at the deodorant I was using. So I just then kind of started researching, what happened first? I said, well, maybe I'm not getting my underarms clean enough when I'm showering, bathing. So I had some acne wash in my shower. And I don't even remember if I told you the story. So I had some acne wash in my shower, and I said, instead of using it on my face, I'm going to use it on my underarms. And it seemed like it did help my odor. So then I'm looking at the ingredients in the acne wash, like, what is in this, right? So it was a salicylic acid acne wash. So then I go and I research salicylic acid, and where salicylic acid is derived from is willow bark extract, right? So that kind of was the seed that kind of where everything kind of grew from. So hence the name Whipped Willow. The flagship ingredient in Whipped Willow is willow bark extract. So basically I took that inspiration from that acne wash incident that helped relieve my odor, or kind of put my odor at bay 4 years ago, and researched willow bark extract and just started kind of experimenting with it and realizing that, hey, just putting a dab of this under my underarm even helps. So so anyway, just all of my little juices in my brain started going. And then next thing I know, I was making different batches and just experimenting with researching ingredients and kind of formulating and adjusting my formula until I got it where it is what it is today.
Okay.
So it's had a couple iterations. Started out, I think, in a jar, and then went to a pump bottle, and now it's in the dispenser that it's in now with the little mini pumps. I do have them here too, so we need to show them later.
Yeah, for me, because I was looking like I forgot to grab my little mini and my because I was gonna have them ready. Like, look, I got the mini, I got the regular size. Yes.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know if people can see the label on there. Oh gosh, so there it is. With Willow, my big ones, I have them all wrapped up. I have them wrapped up and ready to go, so you can't even see the label. But this is how they come when people get them. I have a bottle here, but doesn't have a label on it because they're all wrapped up like this. Anyway,
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, and I remember when I felt like initially like I was on to something pretty early on, even though it was still in a rough draft. I thought, I'm not going to make any deodorant because I knew how unhappy I was with deodorant my whole life, 48 years worth. And I was like, this has got to be one, really hard to come up with a formula that's going to make people happy, one.
Right.
And then, two, I'm like, I'm not going to subject myself to that kind of scrutiny. I'm not going to have people slaying me out here in these internet streets because folks are ruthless. But I said, well, God had another plan because here I am. I'm selling deodorant, and that never would have been something that I would have thought I would end up doing. And it's helping people. So that's how I know I'm doing something right because of the feedback that I've gotten has just been just amazing from the amount of exposure that I have, and it's relatively still pretty small. And as we learn in TSP, what's Machelda?
Yep.
She said y'all have these secret businesses. Sometimes that's how I feel like Whipped Willow secret business. Don't nobody know about Whipped Willow.
Don't nobody know about it, right?
Yeah. So hence, being on directories like yours and being in. I have had a few opportunities to be in some retail stores, Curate Noir and the Sister Shop. Shout out to the Sister Shop because they're part of TSP also. Okay. But yeah, so it's been 2.5 years, and it's just been kind of still learning as I go and perfecting the product, and that's kind of how it happened. I think that's.
And so you mentioned bark, and did you say it was called willow bark?
Willow bark extract. Yeah.
Willow bark. Who would have thought that willow bark? Like I've never heard of willow bark extract until you just mentioned it. But that one ingredient is what really helps you notice that it helped to eliminate the odor.
Right. And it's salicylic acid comes from that. It's kind of a chemical compound that comes from natural willow bark extract as the original ingredient.
What have thought? Like, so it was a reason that you went that way in order for you to even find out about that ingredient, the what'd you call it again? The
salicylic acid was what's the active ingredient in the acne wash. Most of the ones in the store, over the counter, you either going to get benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid. Those are the main two that clear up acne on the over the counter products that you can buy for acne cleansing.
Oh wow! Because I was gonna ask, like, between like a natural deodorant and a regular deodorant, like, what is it more so the ingredients that's being like a little bit more harmful to our bodies that will cause the irritation or soreness?
Yeah, and I haven't really got idea. I touched on the odor topic. I didn't really touch on the irritation yet. I don't necessarily think so. But I think irritation is so individual for everybody. Aluminum is the main ingredient in antiperspirant.
Okay.
That, we grew up on, And so the way aluminum works is it blocks the sweat glands. So it keeps you from sweating out. So the theory is because you're not sweating, there's nothing for the bacteria to catch on to, so you don't smell. And then they load it up with all those perfumes we know baby powder scent, shower fresh scent, all the scents that we grew up with. So you got all this perfume, and then you got this aluminum sweat blocker, and then so that was your protection. But as we know, you can still sweat through that antiperspirant. You know, we go out on the street all the time. We know we see people, particularly men, even more so.
Yeah.
But we see people all the time. They got big old sweat stains on their arms. They started the day with deodorant. They started the day with antiperspirant. They started the day with aluminum, and they sweat right through it. So, but the wonderful thing to me about Whipped Willow and natural deodorants that work well with any person's respective body chemistry is that the ingredients, the natural ingredients that are used, whether it is baking soda, for me, it's zinc. I have zinc. Zinc is one of the main foundations in mine. Magnesium. These things are natural ingredients that neutralize your body odor. So you still sweat out because there is no aluminum, but the natural ingredients neutralize the body odor so that even if you're wet, you don't smell. So the key is finding the right formula that works for you. So some people have tried one, maybe two, and they say, oh, natural deodorant just don't work for me. I gotta have aluminum. I gotta have antiperspirant. Oh, now I'm sure you haven't tried everything, because again, Whipped Willow is still kind of a secret company. So so it's one of those things where you just have to find the one that works for you. Yeah.
I think that's where I was changing. Like, I'll wear deodorant for a certain amount of time. Then I feel like it wasn't working anymore. Then I switch to another brand. Then I'm like, okay, it's working fine, but then I feel like it's not working anymore. Then I'm like constantly switching brands, and then I start back over again. Then I go back through the cycle again. Then I start back over again. So that was the cycle that I was in. But I have very sensitive skin. And when I heard about your product, because I've never tried natural deodorant before. So Whipped Willow was the very first natural deodorant that I had ever tried. And I was like, well, let me try it, see what happens. Because when I say I'm sensitive, like I'm very sensitive, like to fragrances and certain scents and things like that. So I saw you had lavender. So I was like, okay, I know lavender is a natural fragrance. So let me go with the lavender. And ever since I've been using it, it has been like amazing. I'm speaking from a customer perspective, and it has been amazing. And it's been, I was actually looking back to see how long I have been using Whipped Willow, and it's been 4 months now. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. And I was like, I found the deodorant that works for me. So that is so exciting. Now I'm just looking at the comments, and Social Solutions Agency. She said, I use men deodorant because it pretty much does the job.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
I think I've heard people say that they've used men deodorant, like they've used men's deodorant before. And so what type of men's, I'm curious to know, like what brand or what men's deodorant is she using? I'm just curious to know, because I don't think, now I have maybe, like, I ran out and my husband had like an extra deodorant that he hadn't used. I'm sorry, y'all, that's my baby girl in the background. I'm getting ready to let her out real quick because she's just keeping up too much work.
Show me Peach 72 asked me, do I make men's deodorant? I don't even know what I would do different. I do. There are men that use Whipped Willow. I will say that. I have whole thing.
It's the fragrance, and it has like a woodsy scent to it. Which one?
Okay, yeah, well, they're all formulated the same. Then they are scented with the different essential oils, and I have
Okay.
a few of them have fragrance oils also, but very little. Majority is essential oils, and it's Lang Lang and Patchouli. I think that you're talking about.
That's
So
it. Now
that,
that one has a woodsy
yeah,
fragrance. So I
earthy.
would say out of all the fragrances that you have,
Yeah,
that would
that would
probably
be
be a
good.
good one
Yeah,
for a man if he didn't want to smell like lavender or
yeah,
the grapefruit.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the Lang Lang and Patchouli is, yeah, it has a more earthy,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a slightly, I consider it a unisex scent, but
Yeah.
yeah, that might be the one that's considered the most masculine. But all of the deodorants are just, they're formulated the same, so they're just maybe scented differently. So I guess I would say the answer to that is no, it's not a specific one for men, but men do use it. It's just one solid formula and then different scents. So. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I would definitely say if you're looking for a men's natural deodorant and you want to try Whipped Willow, to go with the Lang Lang. Did I say that right? Lang
Yeah,
Lang,
Lang
Ling
Lang,
Lang.
Lang Lang and Patchouli. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I would see that and I'd be like, is it Ying Lang, Yang Lang, Lang Lang?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
And then my Vera Coppage, aka Mother in Love, said maybe a different color label for men, and that actually very much noted. That's a good idea
Mm-hmm.
because it is kind of psychological. Men want to feel like they're using something that's masculine. So I
Yeah.
definitely will keep that in mind.
Yeah, because that would definitely be my go-to. Because I was thinking about my husband. Because when I ordered the mini
Mm-hmm.
tribe, the mini size,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying the different fragrances, and I've always liked lavender.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tried the Lang Lang, I liked it. It smelled good, but I just thought woodsy immediately. That came to mind, and I was like, I wonder if my husband would like this. So that's what made me say that that would be a good one if someone is looking for something more specific for a man to try.
Yeah.
I think that Lang Lang would be a good one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
Not using my wife's deodorant. Okay. Yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. So again, so you basically had used antiperspirant all your life. Can I just ask you now? You say you have sensitive skin.
Hmm.
How so how exactly? What's the difference you see in using Whip Willow or aluminum free Whip Willow versus what you were using
What
before? Did you?
I noticed is, and I noticed it, but I want to say I didn't pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I seem like the older I've gotten, it seemed like my skin got more sensitive to different fragrances and scent. Like when I was younger, I was able to wear perfumes and use different detergents and so forth, but I started paying more attention to my body and I would break out, get different like rashes and things like that. So I would try to switch up different
Mm-hmm.
fragrances, but I found like anything with the scent in it, it was like just breaking me out. So
Got it.
from a deodorant perspective, I noticed that when I was using deodorant, I would get like this soreness under my
Mm-hmm.
armpit, and I didn't know what to relate it to, but I did notice that I would get this soreness. So then I would change the
Mm-hmm.
deodorant that I was using,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wouldn't have that issue. But it seemed like the longer I used it over a certain amount of time,
Same.
I would notice that soreness would come back.
Okay.
So,
Now, how long? When you say amount of time, what about like what would be amount of time you feel like you could use one before it started going left for you?
oh, you know what? Now that I really didn't pay attention to, because I can honestly say that when I was using it, I felt the soreness. I kept using it because I felt like I need to use deodorant. I can't go
Right,
without
right.
deodorant. Now, thankfully, I didn't have the irritation to the point to where I got like boils, because I've known some people to get boils under their arm. Not that it necessarily may have came from the deodorant, but I did just notice that. I just noticed that soreness. It was like it wasn't like any type of lump or anything, but I just noticed that my skin was having some type of reaction
Mm-hmm.
to the deodorant that I was using, but I couldn't pinpoint like was it a specific one, because it seemed like I experienced that with all of the deodorants that I was using. But
Yeah. Okay.
I've been using Whipped Willow for 4 months, and I have not had any type of soreness. So whatever it is that you're doing to your deodorant, please continue to do so.
Look,
Because
don't sell it to the man and let the formula go.
please, please don't sell it and have them change the formula. And then I'm gonna be like, oh Lord, I gotta start all over again to find the deodorant. Like,
Yeah.
uh-uh.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that. So whatever ingredients is, and I don't want you to tell your secrets, but whatever you're using, please continue to use it because I haven't experienced any type of soreness or irritation. Because like my son,
Mm-hmm.
and this was years ago when he was he in high school? He wasn't even in high school then. He was in grade school, but he was using a deodorant. It was a cheaper, I'm going to say a cheaper deodorant. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but it was one of those like, I want to describe it as a gel, but it was like a hard type of gel, and it irritated him to where his skin kind of discolored. And I immediately had him stop using that
Yeah.
deodorant. And ever since then, he hasn't had any issues. Whatever that type of gel was, it really irritated his skin. So he stopped using that. But I can see, even just smelling different deodorant, depending on what the ingredient is in it, can cause some type of irritation. So usually I feel like it takes us to really like pay attention to
Yeah.
our bodies and kind of recognize if something is going on or not. And that's almost like with anything, but I definitely noticed it with the deodorant.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like when you look at the labels of stuff like antiperspirant, and I'm not trying to knock them, but they'll just have
Right.
so many chemical ingredients with scientific names. You wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
know where to start to knowing, what it might be that's irritating you. I mean, it could be something in the fragrance. It's so many different things in it you don't know, and you
Yeah,
know, but and conversely with natural deodorant, some people have sensitivity to essential oils. So I have a
that's
few
true.
customers that the only ones they'll buy is unscented because they don't want any essential. Either they're irritating or they have a sensitivity to scents or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I've had someone. I have aloe vera is an ingredient in Whipped Willow. I have only run into one person who
Okay.
was on the cusp of buying it. I was doing a table, a vendor fair, and she was interested in trying it, but she had an aloe vera allergy, so she
Okay.
didn't get to try it because with Willow, all of them do have aloe vera in them.
Okay.
And um, I not so, and none of my customers have ever, at least if they've had that irritation from it, irritation or allergy from it. I've never heard anyone else say, just that one person. I saw
Mm-hmm.
somebody mention that on some product. I think it was a hair product, and somebody said, "I hate it has aloe in it." So I guess aloe vera allergy is a thing
So
for
there's
some people. Maybe not that often, but
aloe vera.
hmm.
So some people can have a sensitivity to aloe vera.
Yeah, people can. So yeah, people can have
Huh.
a sensitivity to just anything.
True.
So just
True.
because it's a natural deodorant, while I think the tenants, I've just been blessed and fortunate that I wanted something to be gentle, because when I did my research before I started, I noticed a lot of natural deodorants had baking soda, and I would see the comments of people who had a lot of people had allergic reactions to baking soda. So when I went into formulating, I said, okay,
No baking soda.
no baking soda. I'm just starting that off the rip. No, I'm not formulating anything for 5 seconds with baking soda. I'm not doing that because too many people have sensitivities to baking soda, and
Mm-hmm.
I just tried to pick things that seemed like, that they would be gentle and, they didn't have a reputation for, allergic reactions. But even at that, you're still going to have some people who might have, allergic reactions to essential oils
Right.
or whatever. It's going to always be somebody that's allergic. Some people just are like, they're just allergic to almost anything. So you
Yeah, I feel
can't
like
totally get around that.
yeah, feel like that's me sometimes. Like, nope, I'm allergic to that. Nope, I'll break out. I'll break out. But I'm just so excited that I found the Willow that really works. You know, that really works for me. So I would definitely be one to, like, if I have any male or men
Yeah.
that's like, hey, I'm looking for a natural deodorant, I'm definitely gonna recommend the Lang Lang for
Okay.
sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
It just has
Yeah.
that woodsy smell to it. And like I said, I never considered using a natural deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
And I had actually spoken with my niece, we were just talking and deodorant came up and she was all like, yeah, I've always used natural deodorant. I was like, really? So there may be people that's using it. It's just not a conversation that you're normally talking about. Like, hey, what kind of deodorant are you using?
Right.
There's usually not the table
Exactly.
talk, but I
Yeah, because I mean, you look at now, 2023, there's so many natural deodorants. I mean, they're like, I mean, whether it's the small companies on Etsy or, major companies, Native and Lumi and all the other ones that are, doing their thing. Now it's probably more natural deodorants than it is antiperspirants in choices.
okay,
Where when we were, in our years of coming up, there was almost no natural deodorant. So for Gen Z and the millennials and whatever the generation is after Gen Z, they hear. I mean, they're easily and they like to do different stuff and try that. They are,
hi
that's their
conscious.
generation.
Am I saying that right? Conscious eating. Thanks for joining. I'm like, am I saying that right? Conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Am
Yeah, I think
I
so.
saying that right?
Yeah.
Where are you joining us from? And I just want to go back and tell you guys that Whipped Willow, that's who we're featuring. And the website is whippedwillow.com. And I dropped the site in the comments. So be sure to go and check her out. Um, do you have any specials or anything that's coming up? I know you just had a special that you just
I
ran.
I did. I will have a special on the lavender deodorant.
Okay,
Um, I'll run a special on that around the end of August, kind of late August. Like I did the
okay,
special July. So
okay. Well, I'll
I
be
can't
waiting
remember if I'm
here.
gonna do a. I can't remember. I got it written down. I don't know if it's gonna be a site wide sale or not, or if it's just gonna be lavender. If it is
Okay,
site, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
okay. That is
But like,
so cool that you even just came up with the formula to create deodorant. I didn't think that because I'm thinking like, did you have to be like know something about chemistry, like to mix? But you have a cosmetology background. Do you guys learn
I
any
do.
type of chemistry within your cosmetology
Yeah,
training?
we
Oh,
do. We did.
okay.
Yeah, we do. So that's why I felt a little more comfortable with it,
Mm-hmm.
probably because using like hair colors and the peroxides that you mix with hair coloring
Okay.
and all that. So maybe that might be what gave me more of a comfort with it.
Okay.
And we're such in the information age.
Mm-hmm.
If you order from reputable cosmetic ingredient companies, I mean, they provide so much guidance, and I guess legally they're supposed to,
Oh,
because
okay.
it can be you're supposed to use things in certain uh, proportions or concentrations, and they give
Okay.
you the guidance. Like it tells you this particular ingredient shouldn't exceed 2% of the formula or 5% of the formula. So the information is
Oh,
there.
okay.
So you just gotta make sure you follow guidelines and not just be like, I'm just gonna keep, but it's there. It tells you like, how much the maximum of any ingredient that you can put in. So,
Okay.
and then the flip side of, I just really, the 90% of the formula is arrowroot powder and grapeseed oil. And, that's the bulk of it. And then, the chemical or zinc is actually naturally occurring. So everything in it is natural.
Okay.
But, it's just still certain things you wouldn't want to have at a higher concentration because it could cause irritation. But yeah, so at least, everything is naturally derived. Zinc, aloe vera, grapeseed oil, arrowroot powder, uh, wax.
Okay.
Everything is, very naturally derived. So Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
And
hadn't
I
thought,
just,
I had meaning to ask you that because I was like, how does she even know how to mix up the deodorant? Because I just thought it was so cool because I was all like, what? It's a black woman that created natural deodorant? And I was like, okay, I need to try that and see how that's
yeah.
gonna work for me. So I was just it's super excited to know that it was created by a black woman. And two, it was natural, like it's a natural deodorant. And I was like, I had to try this because I felt like in my mind, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a good candidate because I have this sensitive skin. So if this
Right.
works for me, I
Mm-hmm.
know I didn't just found gold. So
Yeah.
that's why I hold on to my Whipped Willow for dear life. When I go out of town, I take my little travel minis with me. I actually take both. I take the small one, and then I take the large one. One goes like in my purse,
Okay.
just in case something happens to my luggage. To my
Yeah.
luggage, then I don't have to worry about not being, being without my deodorant.
Yeah. That's,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's just I have to work on my hot flashes because I feel like I sweat, but it's more so because of my hot flashes. But I don't have any type of odor
Mm-hmm.
issue because I'm using the Whipped Willow. So I can say that for sure. Like if I sweat, I still don't have any type of issue. And when I wear like a black shirt, I don't get that
The white stuff. Yeah.
white residue. Yes.
Oh my
I
God!
don't get
I gotta make a
the
post. I
white.
gotta make a post about the antiperspirant is savage. It's savage on your clothes. It's savage, and it be amazing me sometimes. People just be bashing natural deodorant and be like, "Oh, I need antiperspirant." I get it. You think the people think it works better. They just ain't got the right natural formula yet. That's what I'm convinced of. Whether or
Mm-hmm.
not with Willow is the one for them, I don't know. But I think it's just there's a natural formula out there. People just got to find it and give it a
Yeah.
chance. And then
Yeah.
another thing is, but yeah, antiperspirant be wearing out some clothes. And that's not to say natural deodorant doesn't cause some staining. It does. It has ingredients in it, and it's mixing with sweat. I think you'd have to be a real unicorn, almost probably imaginary situation for it to just be like, oh, it does zero anything. I think Whipped Willow is pretty
Yeah.
good at minimal staining or interacting with clothes, but I think you
Mm-hmm.
just have to take into consideration the fabrics, the colors, what fabrics make you sweat more. Some people might sweat more when they're wearing polyester than they do cotton or,
Okay.
linen. Just people got to pay attention to what they're wearing. You got to
Yeah.
pay attention to what you're eating. Certain things making you sweat more. And that's one thing that I really, if people follow me on Instagram or in my emails, that I really focus on a holistic approach. Having a great deodorant, that's the first thing you do want to do. But
Okay.
then you want to make sure, am I hydrating enough? Am I
Mm.
hydrating a lot? Am I eating celery? Am I eating yogurt? Am I eating different things that help you to neutralize your odor? Am I taking a probiotic? Is your inside, are we
Yeah.
together on the inside where we're eliminating our odor from it before it even becomes that? And that's the thing. I think so often people want to say, oh, my deodorant doesn't work, or my deodorant didn't work today. Like, something like that. Oh, my deodorant wore off today. Okay, we ain't gonna pay attention to the fact that you OD'd on coffee and had steak and onions for lunch, or and some
Yeah.
broccoli on the side, which is a cruciferous veggie that causes odor. I mean, so it's like, so I try to talk about,
Broccoli causes odor.
it's a cruciferous veggie. So yes, broccoli,
What?
cauliflower, they can contribute to odor. Now, do they equally contribute to odor and
Yeah.
everybody the same?
Right.
Nobody's the same. So, but yeah, there are certain foods, spicy foods, spices, herbs. There are different things that garlic, onions, all of these
Okay.
things, they have a tendency they have been documented to cause odor, to be odor
Okay.
causing foods. And then there's stuff like citrus, again, celery, yogurt. These are foods that are known to help combat body odor.
Okay.
So there's just things.
Good to know.
Coffee can make you sweat more. Alcohol can make you increase body odor. So
Mm-hmm.
you know People might be like, "No, you don't want it, but you got drunk last night. Maybe that's why your deodorant wore off." You know, so it's just
Right.
I like to talk about the holistic situation. Like, you know, the deodorant is part of it, but we got to help the deodorant out sometimes. We can't just always use the deodorant as a scapegoat and
Right.
say it didn't work. There, because different day, yeah, it's gonna be working differently on different days because you're not eating the same.
Right.
You might not be stressing the same. Maybe you know, maybe you're setting off different endorphins, so you're not you know, you might have different things going on inside your body to affect what your odor level is from day to day.
Right. Right.
So it's so much, yeah.
That makes sense. So it can just be a combination of a lot of things and not necessarily just your deodorant. And I get it too, because like you said, everyone's body is different. So you just have to find the right thing that works best for you. I just know that I have sensitive skin, so I just have to be mindful of what I put on my body in general as a whole.
Right.
So if I know something has a scent or a fragrance in it, I'm immediately like, or if it's not something natural, like I know lavender is a natural fragrance and I haven't had any issues with that. So that's why I think that's why I gravitated more towards the lavender versus me wanting like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the lavender.
Lang Lang and patchouli, that is all natural too. That's all essential oils.
Okay. Because I did try the Lang Lang. I feel so funny saying that word because I'm all like, Yang Lang Lang. The Lang Lang patchouli, which is the woodsy scent, is the one that I said I would recommend for men to use if you're looking for something more woodsy.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is important, and Whipped Willow is my first consistent since late 2019 when I started, my rough drafts to now. That's all I've used. So this is the longest I've ever used a natural deodorant. I've experimented a little bit with like native, but it didn't really work for me that long. So I ended up still going back to antiperspirant after that. But this is the first time I've used it. So for one thing that really sticks with me is the wetness. In terms of, I don't feel like I'm excessively wet. I will say that. But I think that's one of the biggest things, and that was one of the biggest things I heard initially when I did start to sell it to the public was, but what about getting, the wetness under your arms? And especially for men, that's men, I guess, because they may tend to sweat more, perspire more, so they have more of a concern and about wearing natural deodorant, but and women do too. Some women do too. And some days, I think it depends, or depending on the fabric of what I'm wearing, I don't want to feel any wetness. I don't want to feel that. But there's some things that we can do, right? So there's on Amazon, you can get underarm pads. They have adhesive underarm pads you can put right in the underarms of your clothes. Absorb. So there's that. I have them. I keep them. Some days I use them. I don't use them that often. I might use them 10% of the time. But just depending on if it's something I want to wear pads with, I will. What else?
I haven't considered I'm getting ready to say arm pads, Lord. What they call? They're called underarm pads.
Underarm pads.
Okay, and you just insert them or just stick them under your arm?
You stick them on your clothes and you're so it might take you another 2 minutes out of your dressing day to kind of put it on there. And when you first put them on, it won't feel like it's sticking that well, but it's almost like your body heat, just almost like how you iron on a patch and then it sticks. That's what it does. It's like once you, it's like you get the feel for using them after you start using it. You understand exactly where you want to set it and place it to really cover where your underarm sweats, because sometimes it's a little more towards the front. It's not just right on the line of the clothes and all of that. But that is something that you can do, is to make sure that you have the pads. Fabrics, again, making sure you wear like maybe cotton or some fabric that's breathable.
Okay.
What else? This is something I don't want to harp on too much, but if somebody, let's say they feel like in the sun, like now it's so hot, so if you feel like you just absolutely, if you don't have an allergy to antiperspirants and you want to maybe mix them, I've seen people mention that.
Oh,
I've never tried it. I didn't
okay.
say I was going to try it. I don't even know if I have antiperspirant on hand. I just want to see how it works together because I know Whipped Willow neutralize the odor.
Okay.
So I'm like, would like an antiperspirant do, so then do an antiperspirant to block the sweat if that was just, something that somebody really wanted to do and still get the benefits of the odor neutralizing or something from. I don't know. So that's a possibility, I guess. But yeah, I mean, so there's things that you can kind of do to kind of at least try to offset it. And just stay really hydrated, making sure you eating, foods that are filled with water, throughout the day.
True. We do need to drink
cooler.
Yeah.
And not,
We do need to drink a lot of water. I think I drink water like a fish, but I don't even think I just like water. But I did want to ask you in regards to fragrances, and I want to mention this before I forget. Those that are on, you stay till the end. We do have a bonus at the end before we wrap it up. So I wanted to ask, of your Whipped Willow fragrances, what are the three fragrances? I know we've been talking about lavender because that's like my favorite one.
Okay.
But what are the fragrances that you offer within your products that you're making? Okay. And for anyone that's joining later, just joined, we're featuring the creator of Whipped Willow, a natural deodorant. And I've been a customer of hers for 4 months. I just happened to hear her mention that she makes natural deodorant, and that just piqued my interest because I've tried all other kinds of deodorant. So I decided to give a natural deodorant a try. Never tried a natural deodorant before, and it actually works really, really well for me. So I just took to it, and I've been using it ever since. Like I said, it's been 4 months. So again, at the end, we have a bonus. So if you're staying till the end, you will be able to find out about this bonus before we wrap it up. So what are your fragrances that you offer?
All right. So fragrances are lavender and Earl Grey. So
that's lavender. I kept saying lavender and Earl Grey. That's my favorite.
That's lavender and bergamot. And then there's pink grapefruit and fresh mint, which is peppermint and grapefruit oils in that.
And those are the minis, correct?
Yeah, those are the half-ounce minis. Yep, and they typically in a set of 4.
And then you have the actual full size, which I meant to have my full size here so I could.
I got one I can show. Okay, I just remember I do have one I can show. Okay, so that is the lemon sweet cream, which is really the top seller. This and lavender. Well, all 3 of these are kind of They all popular. Lavender always gonna be popular because it's lavender.
Yeah.
And then the Lang Lang and Patchouli, like you said, is the one.
And that's the woodsy one. So the Lang Lang and Patchouli is the one that I recommend for men. If you're looking for something that's like a woodsy fragrance, the Lang Lang.
Yeah. And I hate to walk off, but I'm gonna grab this other one real quick.
That's okay, because I definitely meant to have my full size deodorant. And I completely forgot to grab it.
It was close. So this is what it looks like. A stick. This one has the cover on it still, but it comes with
the steel cover on the top.
And then you take that off, and then you just put it. You just rotate the dial. It comes right out the top, and you can rotate the dial, reverse the dial back the other way, the opposite way to pull it back down, because the top you can kind of just continue to use to apply, and you might just want to reverse the product back down so it doesn't continue to come out while you're using the top of the applicator
Right.
to apply. So that's just great. And then just for storing, it might be better to reverse the
And,
dial and bring it back. But it's 2.6 ounces. And a little secret is it's actually about 2.8 ounces in here.
oh,
But I wanted to, yeah. But I recognize not all of it is going to come out, right? Because when you get to the top, it's hard to get that out.
yeah.
You can rip the top off it, just like any other deodorant. When it gets to the tail end of the solid, you can't hardly use it no more because it's run out. But yeah, I just put a little bonus a bit in there. I put in as much as I could get in here, and that, so it's actually more in there than it says. So you actually can maybe get the whole full 2.6
Yeah.
before you bust it open to get it out.
And I think they do that with other deodorants because, like you said, when you get to the bottom, that would be me. I have my finger like I'm getting all of my deodorant out of here.
Right.
I'm getting every little drop of it.
And
when
it'll pop off so you can get it out.
Okay.
At the end, you may need to reverse it down so that the top, base that it might be hard to pull it off when that bottom base is all moved all the way up, rotate,
Okay.
because it's almost like to pull it off, you have to kind of twist it for it to pop off.
Okay.
And if that bottom part, if that part that's down here at the bottom, once it gets up there, it's hard to twist it off. So you just make sure you reverse it down.
And that's just when we get ready to get to the end of it. But I did want to touch on when you mentioned the dial, how you can turn it up like other deodorants. You turn it up so you can apply it. But when you reverse it, one thing that I like about that is when you reverse it, you can remove. So if you feel like you've applied too much, because sometimes some people, everyone is different. So depending on your body, you may need to use a little bit more than others. So, and I had to figure that out from the 4 months that I was using it, because I was like, I would apply and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I applied too much. And then I put some on. I'm like, I don't think I put on enough. So I think I got it just about right out of the 4 months that I've been using it. But if you feel like you've applied too much, you can reverse the dial.
That's true.
And go over it, and it will remove any excess deodorant that you may feel that you may have applied. But it goes like right back into the hole. I absolutely love it because I'm like, oh, I can reverse the dial and remove any excess. So that's the benefit that I really like about it. And
sometimes I forget to do that. I think I've done that before, but I don't get to do it that often.
So I had to make sure that I mentioned that. And if you're just joining, if you stay to the end, we have a bonus. So don't go anywhere. I'm just saying. But but also the texture of your deodorant, whatever it is that you whip it up with, Whipped Willow. And I just want to mention for anyone that may have missed it that your name Whipped Willow came from willow bark.
Bark extract, yes.
Bark extract. I want to make sure I include that because I'm like, I'm going to keep saying that. So I'm like, this came from bark extract. The texture of your deodorant, I really like it because for me, and I don't know if it's just adjusting to my body, but when I put it on, it goes on moist. Then over time, it dries into almost like a little powdery type of texture. And then it disappears. It then goes into like being invisible. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, all right.
I got a couple little balls under my arm right now, but for the most part, it does do that. And then if I got those little balls,
yeah, and I think it's because when I put it on, like I said, it goes on moist, and I usually do this to kind of work it in.
Yeah.
And then over time, like I said, it turns into like this powdery like texture because I want to touch it, feel it, and see what it's like. But then eventually, for me, it just like goes away. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, is this kind of like a invisible? It's not invisible right away. Yeah. But for me, I've noticed that over time, after I've applied it, it's like you don't see it anymore. So like I said, I don't have that residue either. And that's another thing that I like. I don't have the white residue, but that's me. So I don't know if anyone else experienced. Yeah. But if you're experiencing that white residue, y'all don't put so much deodorant on. Maybe that's what
That's sometimes I've told some people that, like, I think you
And
might be
maybe
putting a little too
that's
much
what it
on,
is.
and then I've had customers be like, oh, okay, I'll try not to put so much on next time.
Mm-hmm.
So
And usually you have to apply it as you feel like maybe you do need to use a little bit more, or maybe you
yeah,
don't use as much. So it just depends on your body. So just pay attention.
yeah.
Um, you
I say
know.
start conservatively and then just kind of ease your way up. Don't start high and then go low. Just
Yeah, don't apply so much, right away. But
yeah.
I really,
We put
I'm just blown away with the fact that you created a
oh,
natural deodorant. And I just felt like, we need to let more people know about this amazing business that
yeah.
you have.
I'm
Um,
getting ready to get this. I'm finally ready to start becoming less of a secret. So
you don't have to
that
leave it alone because that's again, that's why I created this platform because I created this directory. And for anyone that's just joining that missed me explaining my business, is that I created this directory, Get Around Town directory, specifically for Black women owned businesses. Because we have so many Black women business owners that have amazing businesses and we don't know about them.
yeah.
Like they're like hidden gems. And I just feel like, we needed a platform um so we can shine, so people can find us. We need to be foundable and we need people to know about us. So that's why I wanted to start doing these lives. So this is the first live, but this is not the last. So I'll be having other businesses come on. And I think I'm going to shoot for Friday. So I think Fridays, because typically I would do like business shout outs Friday, which I can still do that. But I would like to have more Black women owned businesses on just so people can really get to know the creator of the business, the person behind the business, and get to know about them and hear about how they got started, why they got started, and what purpose and benefit that they can provide to their customers and clients. So I just knew everyone needed to hear about your deodorant because I'm like, y'all, if you have sensitive skin or you don't have sensitive skin and you just
Yeah.
want to try something different outside of the other big name brand deodorants,
Yeah.
support Whipped Willow. It's created by a Black woman. It's Black owned, and it works amazing. It works great for me. So y'all just give it a try.
Man, to God be the glory. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes, even if you
Yeah.
just try you have your mini ones, even if so they
Yeah.
can see the ones that didn't see the mini. So if you're undecided on should you or should you not, and
Yeah.
it comes
Oh,
in, is it a
it's a
3 pack
set
or
of four.
4 pack? It's a set of 4. I don't know
Yeah.
why I keep
These
saying
these
3.
yeah, you can even customize and build your own 4 pack to,
Oh, okay.
choose. Yeah, there's a build every bundle, the 2, 3, 4 pack and the minis, you can customize and make a build one.
Okay.
Then there's a few that are pre-made, like this one. All 4 of these, it's the 4 cents or cent collection minis. Those
Okay.
come pre-made. I think it's a citrus bundle. I have a citrus bundle that has 2 lemon and 2 grapefruit. That's pre-made. And then there's an everyday scents bundle that has the 3 top scents along with the unscented in place of the Lang Lang and Patchouli. So there's
Okay.
three pre-made bundles, and then you can create your own.
Okay, and you also have, which I recently joined because I didn't realize when I was on your website, you have a I guess you want to call this the membership where you can just get recurring
Oh, yeah.
shipment. So
You
now
can
I don't have to worry about like, dang, I done ran out of my deodorant. Now I know it's automatically gonna come to me.
Yeah. I know there's like a 10, I can't remember if it's a 10 to 15%, but you get a discount for having it recurring. So yeah. So Trina, yep, you have your stick that comes to you every 2 months, I think.
Yes,
Yep.
because and that was actually perfect. So now that I say that, that one stick, the large stick,
Mm-hmm.
actually didn't last me for 2 months because I was still using that one stick, my previous stick, when
Mm-hmm.
the other one came. So I was just about at the end of it, but I
It
wasn't completely out.
it
So
it
that one,
lasted you 2 months. Oh wow. Okay. You
it
probably
did.
go pretty conservative then. I don't
It
even
was,
know how long. I think I always use, so, and it's so silly because I know they can last like, I guess, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how much you
Mhm.
use. I'm always using, I got, because, you know, of course, because I done made it. So I be having all kind of sticks in my bathroom. I just be picking up whatever stick. I don't need it.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
didn't
hard for me to
realize that.
track how long it's lasting.
I didn't realize that I had the 2 month.
Okay.
I signed up for the because I'm like, did I do 2 months? So that's why I'm like, wow, that
Mm-hmm.
one stick that I had lasted me for 2 months because I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't know if I should have did 2 months or maybe 1 month. So what are the options? Is it 1 month and 2 months?
I don't even know all the subscription options. Honestly, I
Okay,
can't. I can't. I have to look at it, but it's
we're gonna
probably.
find
It
out.
may be. I don't know if it's a 6 week option or not. It may be.
Okay, so definitely 1 to 2 months. So
Yeah.
that's good to know that that lasts me for 2 months. But like I said, out of the 4 months since I've been using Whipped Willow, it took me a little bit to get adjusted. Like, okay, you're using too much. You just need to use a little bit, or you're not using enough. So I think I have it just right.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, okay, that lasts me for 2 months. So that's good that it lasts
Mm-hmm.
me for 2 months. And then I had my little minis. And every time I would tell someone about Whipped Willow, they was like, no, I never heard of it. I'm like, well, here, try it. I'm like, I shouldn't be giving you my little mini, but I really
Yeah.
love this deodorant. You got to try this. So as I mentioned
Yeah.
before, if you're unsure about trying Whipped Willow or what fragrance you want to try, the 4-pack mini that she offers is a good choice because that gives you a variety. So you can figure out like what fragrance do you like. You may like one out the four, two out the four. You may like all of them. Lavender is my go-to. The Lang Lang is a woodsy fragrance. And that's one that I would personally suggest, like I would suggest for my husband if he decided he wanted to try. And I actually gave him my little
Mm-hmm.
mini of the Lang Lang because I'm like, this smells really woodsy. And I was like, I want you to try this. Has he tried it yet? No. But I'm going to get him to at least try it and let me know how he likes it.
Yeah.
And then you have the grapefruit because I'm
Um.
trying to call off the
Yeah.
fragrances in there.
Pink grapefruit and mint. Yeah. Pink grapefruit
Grapefruit and mint, Lang Lang, lavender, and
and
lemon,
lemon sweet cream.
lemon sweet cream. That lemon sweet cream is pretty good. It's pretty good
It's
too.
Yeah, that's really probably the number one seller, honestly.
Yeah, I like the lemon sweet. That's why I said lavender is always gonna be my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So we are at the end,
Okay.
and we're gonna do our bonus. So what we have still on here? We have let me see. Is it Wilson White? Is that your? Because I see two on here, but I can't make out. Will it tell me who's the two? I don't want to hit the X. Um, we got Show Me Peach on here, but it seems like it's someone else on here. Is Wilson White still here? Because I see, oh, wave your hand. Look, I'm like, wave your hand if you're still here, because we're gonna do a giveaway. Because I'm showing two people are still here, and if the two people that are still here, I'm gonna have you pick a number, because we're gonna give away the 4-pack, the four mini pack. I'm trying to see, is Show Me Peach here? Because I'm like, I want to give away a mini pack, but I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to see who's still here. Okay, Show Me Peach is still here. Anybody else going once, going twice? We say going 3 times. Because I thought I seen Show Me Peach, and I think Wilson White is still here. Maybe they stepped away. Okay, I think we're gonna go with Show Me Peach because Wilson White didn't get anyone. Because I was gonna say I have to pick a number between one and what was I gonna pick? 1 and 10. Pick a number between 1 and 10, and whoever got the closest number will get the 4-pack, the 4-pack mini. And Show Me Peach is the only one that said I'm still here. So Show Me Peach is going to get the 4-pack mini. Please let us know how you like Whipped Willow deodorant, natural deodorant. Whippedwillow.com is our website. Please share it. Let other people know about this amazing deodorant. Created by our beautiful Marion. Whipped Willow deodorant. I am so excited. Like I said, I've been using it for 4 months. So everybody I run into, I've been telling them about it. Did I shut off my volume? I can't hear you, Marion. No. Nope. Like the volume went. Can you hear me? Yep. Your volume went. I can't hear you now. Maybe you're muted. Or is it on mute? Are you on mute?
Oh, yeah, I did hit mute. Oops.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, I feel like such a fool. Lord Jesus, I don't think I'm that tech challenged, but apparently I am. Cause okay, anyway, I know now what I did. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, ladies. Show Me Peach if you can when you get a moment. I'd appreciate it if you could also join our email list. You can reach it through Whipped Willow. At Whipped Willow is our IG, and you can go to our bio and click our link, and it'll take you to the you'll see where it says to grab your 20% off your first purchase, and that's when you can join our email list. So I hope you will join our email list.
Join the email
we'd
list.
be happy to have you. That's how you find out about all the promotions and all of that when they happen, and we will also be having some email list only exclusive promotions and stuff. So
yes, and I also recently created a VIP member group on Facebook. So that's where I will also post sales, specials, promotions from the Black women business owners that's within the directory space. So get in the VIP group. I need to get my link, but she said she just subscribed. Bam, she did that quick.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Glad to have you. Welcome to the Whipped Willow fam.
Welcome to the Whipped Willow family. Yes, this was so much fun. And I'm gonna have to send you the link. We had so much fun. I'm gonna have to send you the link. And it's funny because I keep checking the time because I know how we get on.
We already over an hour. I know.
We start talking. I'll be like, okay, all right, girl. I'm like, yeah, we on the live now. I want to hold it.
We're gonna have to get some wine or something next time.
I know, right? I'm like, this was so much fun. So we're definitely going to do this again. And I am going to thank you, Show Me Peach. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This was the first one. But I'm going to get you the link to my VIP members group that I created because I'm trying to build a customer audience base for the directory so that when women start joining and advertising their business, I already have like a customer base that's already aware and can start jumping in and supporting their business. So that's one of the things that I am working on. But the website is up, it's live. You can definitely go on to getaroundtown.org. Check out the advertising. Whipped Willow is the first business that joined the Get Around Town directory community. So I'm so excited. So I'm just working on getting more businesses in, but in the meantime, I will continue to feature businesses just so we can build that that relationship, get businesses, Black women-owned businesses found, noticed, supported, showcase their talents, their expertise, as I mentioned before, expand their reach and their visibility. So that is our goal, to get those businesses out in the forefront so people can know what those businesses are and that they're Black women owned. So thank you so much for joining. We will get your mini pack mailed out to you. So
we need
once
her
we
information.
yes. So give you know what? You want her to message you her address information?
Yeah, you can is that okay with you?
Or I can do it either way. Are you okay with messaging her your address information, or I can give her your information once we get off the live? Because we don't want to now show her whole address to the whole US of A.
Yeah, she can either DM you or me, or
Okay.
if she's comfortable with that. Yeah.
Okay. That would be awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Or I have her email. I have her email address, so she doesn't. I can't email.
Oh, okay.
So she
Okay. Yeah. She's subscribed.
Sweetie, what's your name? Oh, she said you can give me her address. You have her address?
That's my sister. You know what?
Oh!
As a matter of fact, you know what? You know what? My sister friend, we call each other sisters. She's my girlfriend that was with me at TSP.
Oh, okay. So I met her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just sitting there thinking like,
okay. Is you pronounce her as Joanna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I grew up around somebody named Joanna, but she's not from Detroit, is she?
Okay. She here in Missouri with me.
She came up in Missouri. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, right. She here in Missouri with me. But this was so much fun. I really had a ball. I'm excited. I got my first live.
Yeah, you've been doing good though, girl, because you've been doing, I see you. You've been pretty much doing lives. You've been doing reels that to me look like lives.
I've been doing reels. Yes, I've been doing reels. I hadn't actually done that live, and I don't know what it is. Like, I'm finna start a whole nother conversation. So if y'all ready to go.
She said, no, I'm scared of Detroit. Oh my gosh, she's hilarious. No, Joanna, you can't be scared of my hometown. What up, though? It's all about the what up, though. Anyway, that is funny.
I haven't been to Detroit. My husband has family in Detroit, but we haven't.
Oh, okay.
I have been done. I don't know what part or anything like that of Detroit, but I do know he told me he has family in Detroit. But yeah, I hadn't done any lives. Like, I recorded like a couple of shorts as like I go to a short and it'll let you record it. So it's like a 15 seconds or something like that I would do. But yeah, I'm like, this is my first, but will not be my last. So,
yeah, so now you're broken in with it now, yeah. But look at me, I'm still so introverted, girl. Look, I've been talking about going live for 2 weeks. I ain't did it yet. Other than doing it with you, because I've been enlisted. But me doing it by myself, I was like, I ain't supposed to do it. Maybe last 2 days. I still didn't do it.
Yeah, because I'm here to tell you, if there's any businesses that's watching, just jump out there and do it. I'm going to do it with you. I'm all like, just jump out there and do it. I'm like, the more we do it, the better that we'll get. It's something about pushing that live button that us business owners have. It's something about hitting that live. It's like, if you're not ready to hit that live, do a record. But
no, it's like that's that imposter syndrome creeps in.
Yeah.
Like, that imposter syndrome is something else.
Yeah, it is. And I think we all experience that. For some reason, I don't know. It's something that we all experience, but we all experience at some point, but then we all gonna get over it. Like, it'll pop up, but it's like, and not today. We know what we're talking about. Like, this is what we're here to do. So so again, thank you guys. Thank you for supporting Whipped Willow. Again, her website is whippedwillow.com, and my directory website, getaroundtown.org. Support Black women-owned businesses. Please share. I will be sharing the link to our VIP group so that we can get more members into that group. So if you know anyone that is looking to support Black women-owned businesses, please, please, please tell them about getaroundtown.org. And I am also looking to network with other businesses. So please tell them about us. And thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. This was so fun.
Thank you.
All right, sis. Well, I'll see. We'll be vibing tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the AI Summit.
Yes, and Juana is going to be in the AI Summit as well. So I've been posting
Okay.
that information on the website. So yeah, we will.
Did you say Joanna? Juana.
Juana. It's
Juana. Okay,
actually
so I
pronounced,
pronounced it wrong.
it's actually
Okay, Juana.
Wanye, but I grew up calling her Juana. So you good with
You see, that's
Juana?
she good with that. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
all right. Good night, sweetie. She's saying
good night. See you later.
Okay. See you.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.